welcome to my channel. It's Hazy here, and today I have an episode of the Crybaby Whims Dollhouse generation for you guys. I hope you enjoy. All right, so we're going to start off in the Hilton household, and we're here with the sister we never knew we had, Sandy, peeping in through the window, of course. So yeah, she's doing her homework. We're going to get to know her a bit. I want to know if she's losing confidence. She's losing confidence. She's a naturally confident kid. But I want to take a better peek at her. She has dark black hair, so I'm going to change that to brown. But I wanted to look at her profiles with her parents to see if maybe she was adopted. Let's see. Sentiments. It just says father. It doesn't say adopted father. We're going to look at mother as well, just to kind of get a good idea of it. It says it's her mom. I just don't ever remember seeing Helena pregnant. Like, she really did come from nowhere. But we are going to go into cast. We're going to adjust her real fast. Also nice to take a better look at her. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to check what her age was. It's funny that she grew up to be proper. Looks like Dr. Bradford, fixed any issues he might have had with his other children with her. So that's kind of funny. I'm going to leave her with her hair. I'm just going to change her color, her eye color as well. Let's see what color Helena's eyes are. I believe Helena's eyes are blue and Dr. Bradford's are, yeah, Helena's eyes are blue and Dr. Bradford Hilton are, yeah, his are the honey gold. So we're going to let her have blue eyes because it looks like she does have lighter eyes. The baby they just had is also named Eddie. So I really like that that's the baby's name. He as well will get aged up because he needs to be closer in age to our, actually, so you guys remember in the last episode I accidentally aged up the child sooner than I meant to, the newborn baby we just had. So what I'll do is I said I was going to leave her as a toddler just so I don't have to do the makeover again. But what I'll do instead is have her stay that age until Eddie ages up. So that way I can keep them at a similar age. So that'll work out nicely. Just going to do a little skin details. Nothing too crazy. Whatever kind of looks like it makes the most sense. Oh, there we go. I always like to do corners. Maybe we could do an overlay. It's not working. Okay. Alrighty. So I'll do her fashion and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so this is our sister Sandy, sister to Belle and Marigold. And in today's episode, I am going to be having Dr. Bradford do plastic surgery on Helena. So we'll go ahead and take care of that now. But she's also having that brain surgery we talked about in the last episode. All right, so I'm popping in and I gave Helena her makeover. I'll show you guys real fast. This is what she looks like. She does look so much younger, and she went in having a baby, came out with a new body. She has this sentiment, moral misstep from being good and cheating on a partner. She has cheated on her partner with Jace. Jace has been with this whole family. Jace went from being a bystander who wanted to help Belle out and play the hero to a real life villain. When I checked in on her, she was sitting next to Jason. I just hit go home, but I had no idea that they had this affair as well. And they have amazing compatibility, which is crazy. I actually want to see who Eddie's freaking dad is now, because that would be such a mess. Okay. Eddie is Dr. Bradford's. Oh my goodness, that is crazy, but she would love to have more children. Okay, so Dr. Bradford so they've done the body part and they're going to do the mind surgery this episode. So we'll just have them talk about that a bit and go from there. Looks like this is where the baby is, so I have to fix that. All right, so I had to add 2 rooms and a bathroom and extend the house a bit just to accommodate the family. So the dollhouse, the original dollhouse has grown. I probably should put another a window there, but I'll deal with that later. I just didn't want to close down his workspace rooms, Dr. Bradford's. So yeah, it looks like Mom is on the way home, Miss Helena. And we're going to go through her contacts and kind of explore her past a little bit. All right, so this is baby Eddie. He is all aged up for an infant life stage. Wanted to show you guys this cute little dollhouse I downloaded. It is obviously CC, but I thought it would be really interesting. Obviously, Dr. Bradford would want to encourage his daughter Sandy to be a really great wife and mother, as we talked about he did with the other girls. You know, because Belle and Marigold were so close in age, a lot of the same mistakes happened with both of them. But Sandy is getting mom and dad who've experienced life, who committed murder together, along with, you know, all their corruption. So they definitely are, you know, going to be more aligned with being able to create their version of the perfect wife in Sandy. So Sandy often comes out here and plays make-believe, and she always pretends she's the mother. Baby Eddie is right here, super cute. It said he was a calm baby, so that is really fun for them. It looks like Marigold is practicing the piano, but I feel like Dr. Bradford would be extremely happy that he finally, okay, there's someone here, that he finally has his first son. So that is really awesome for him, obviously, because that has kind of been a goal for him to have someone to pass this legacy on to. But we have a visitor from Helena's past. This is, let me see what her name was. This is Caitlin. This is Caitlin. We have a romantic history with her. When Helena was in college, she had a romantic relationship with Katrina, and Katrina was addicted to prescription medicine that we were smuggling out to make a little extra money. It was actually Katrina's idea that we as in Helena. Helena used her privileges as a medical student to access the pharmacy and the lab and sell prescriptions on the side. So that kind of was the catalyst for a lot of things that happened with Helena and Dr. Bradford. So it looks like Helena is here to kind of, yes, of course, Helena loves to play the piano. But it looks like Caitlin is kind of here to confront us about something. So Helena is coming up to Caitlin to confront her about like why she's just showing up on her doorstep after all these years. And she is also saying, you know, like, I have a life and family now. I left all that behind when I got out of our small town. I have 3 daughters, a son, some grandchildren. You know, my life is perfect. You're not going to extort me. You don't know who I am anymore. I'm not weak. And Caitlin is here to say, I will expose you and your husband for what we did in college. I have evidence. It may have been over 20 years ago, but I have all the evidence to lock you guys away forever. And she doesn't know about the shifters, but she does know that they abused their privileges as interns and stuff like that when they were early in their medical career in college. And Caitlin is telling Helena that she really let herself go to become this other man's puppet. And Helena said, you know, I consented to. Helena said she consented to all of this. This is something she's always, you know, wanted, is a peaceful, normal suburban life, and she's finally created that for herself. And Helena is just not having Caitlin trying to extort them for money. She can clearly tell that Caitlin is intoxicated. And she is confronting Caitlin about how, you know, her trying to come and extort them for money is not going to work. They're too powerful now. They're high up in their town, and it looks like Sandy's come down to ask what all this noise is, and Helena's just saying, nothing. This is my old friend from college. Clearly, Caitlin's like, we were more than friends, and you know that. And Sandy is obviously disturbed by the whole situation, so we're going to tell her sorry for, you know, interrupting, you know, her daily life with their little squabble. It's just, you know, whenever friends get back together, sometimes old mememories can be upsetting. So Helena is just kind of trying to blow it off, but Sandy, her daughter, so she's not worried about, you know, her mom, but clearly Helena and Caitlin have, you know, this tumultuous past. and Caitlin is threatening to blackmail them. So we're going to ask her to leave. Looks like she's trying to come in here and talk to her mom. But essentially, you know, Caitlin has all this evidence, and she is trying to extort them for so much money, 500,000 simoleons. So that's kind of where they are. All little Sandy is playing house. Yeah, she really has all that ingrained in her life. She's not on, obviously Dr. Bradford didn't put her on shifters. He only put Marigold on them as a teenager because of her anxiety issue. But for the most part, you know, he'd never even put Belle on them until after they murdered Landon. When I tell you they really went out of their way to make sure that they gave this little girl manners, I was not joking. I want to know why this is her situational outfit. So right now, Bradford has Helena, you know, plugged up to the IV, making sure she's all ready for surgery in the morning. So she's just kind of like gonna sleep down here in their personal little lab tonight before, you know, she has her surgery in the morning to more permanently get rid of like the bad memories and all the things, especially after she's being threatened. She really wants to control herself more effectively because she doesn't want to like slip, because especially, you know, because she's already having an affair with Jace and stuff like that. So, and she tried to have an affair with Nico. So yeah, honestly, she's probably, and that was because she wasn't on shifters because she was pregnant. So she's honestly just trying to get control before she spirals and ruins their family. And I think even maybe Dr. Bradford knows that, you know, Helena has those tendencies to be wild when she's not on shifters, but I don't think he thinks she's having those strong of episodes because she wouldn't tell him that she is having an affair with Jace, because Jace is essentially his pupil and the person he is setting up to inherit his empire, at least until his son can take over. So Emily is calling Helena, and Dr. Bradford is also getting a call. And basically we're going to say that they're getting more threats about exposing their secrets to the police and to the public about just like how they manipulated things whenever they were in their internships at the hospitals, and how like they built their empire on stolen pharmaceuticals, and how they, you know, basically had malpractice. Jace would like to come over before the surgery. He's going to be assisting Dr. Bradford in the surgery. Belle is calling. She's probably wanting to check in on her mom because they've kind of exposed, you know, their mind control thing to Jace. And obviously Belle has to know because she lives with Jace. So she's been, you know, essentially Jace's test subject for plastic surgery, medicine, and he's been controlling Belle's script now. Over the years, they all wanted to come over, but I don't see them. So, but in a second, we're about to go with Dr. Bradford to work, and then we'll bring Helena with us. All right, so Dr. Bradford decided to wait till it's like early morning to come to this little local hospital here, and this is like his new position. But he decided to wait until now because he didn't want it to be obvious, you know, what he was doing to his wife. So it's, you know, less people in the emergency room and all those things. So Dr. Bradford and Jace are just going over, you know, final notes about the surgery with Helena, you know, why it's important to, you know, go in, put the chip in right. You know, he's combined the pheromone and science and basically is a mad doctor. So yeah, he's a mad doctor, and he's telling Jace how like he's currently investigating a way to live forever, and he'll share that with him if he continues to prove to be a good apprentice. So yeah, so he's just kind of telling him, you know, we want to avoid any legal troubles, and I want to just make sure that everything from Helena's past about how we got our business started, which they haven't told Jace too much, he just knows a little bit. But basically everything is, you know, nice and sweet, and goes his way. He wants to make sure that they can stay in their corrupt business forever. All right, so he got Helena's results back, and right now she's in the recovery room, and he is adjusting the chip, making sure everything is aligned. This is just like emitting x-rays or whatever sci-fi like illusion you want to say, that's what we'll say. But yeah, so he is just kind of making it where he can modify Helena to be his perfect doll, as well as that's what Helena wants. And it looks like there is some complications. This is experimental though. But Jace is with Helena. Jace is with Helena, and honestly, he really likes the idea of being able to experiment on Helena, because he is having an affair with her. So I feel like it'll be very interesting for him, because I bet he is going to try to do the same thing to Marigold and Belle. I have a feeling that Jace kind of wants to, I think he still wants to eliminate Dr. Bradford once he gets everything from him, and I think Jace wants to be the new puppet master, playing with all the dolls. So unfortunately, something went terribly wrong when implanting the chip and fine-tuning it. Helena essentially became in a vegetable-like state. She can only respond yes or no. She's very confused, doesn't know where she is, and can't really do anything. So Dr. Bradford has brought her home and is taking care of her and studying her in the back room. It's been a few months now, and nobody has heard from Helena. Caitlin from her past has continued to reach out to Dr. Bradford, and when he told Caitlin that Helena is no longer with us anymore. So Caitlin said, "You'll regret this." And so essentially he has that enemy out there with this evidence he can't get a hold of, and his wife is in the vegetable state, all due to his hubrism and Helena's wish to forget her troublesome past of being a prior drug dealer and in relationships with a bunch of people and growing up really poor in an abusive family. So that is where Dr. Bradford and Helena are. Sandy and baby Eddie are spending time with being babysat by Belle's kids. Belle has a teenager named Cammie, so she's been earning money by babysitting. It looks like one of our neighbors passed away. But yeah, so that's kind of what Dr. Bradford's been dealing with. It's been a few months. So Caitlin has come to Salvadorado, or Salvadoria. She has come here to talk to Nico about Dr. Bradford, Helena, the Hilton's shady backstory. He's like, Caitlin said, "I know that you are married to one of their daughters, but I also know you're a well-known journalist and you're out here researching a book. Well, I know for a fact that when we were doing our internship in medical school, Helena was a student there." And Helena pretends, you know, to be this housewife. Not that a doctor can't be a housewife, but she's pretending to have like none of this medical training education. Basically, Caitlin is just ratting out their past, that Helena comes from a family of drug dealers and that she used to experiment on medication all the time and would take it and sell it. And she was studying brain psychology and anatomy and the way plants affect that. And that her and Dr. Bradford met in college. Yeah, so Nico has, well, obviously he's swimming, but Nico has a lot to take in, talking to Caitlin to do with this evidence. And Caitlin has been stalking around the family so much that she happened to notice Jace stay Valentine's Day at his house, and that she was like listening in and saw them, you know, playing house essentially. So essentially Caitlin is, you know, giving all the evidence she has, and also has said, hey, I've seen your wife around town getting close with Jace. And she's like, oh, and he's just saying, oh no, Jace is our Jace is my brother-in-law. They just grew up together, they're close, there's nothing going on. And Caitlin technically didn't see anything. She just saw them around town getting close, and knows that he spent Valentine's Day or Love Day, and knows that Jay spent Love's Day with Nico's wife. So that's not a confirmation of the affair. Nico isn't really too sure about it. He doesn't think that, he thinks it's weird, but he's not like super suspicious about it because he has no reason to think anything otherwise. And this lady is obviously upset, so Nico probably feels like, oh, well, she's just trying to make me mad, so I'll side with her. But right now, Nico would protect his family, but this is evidence that does pertain to his book, because while he's been out here, he has found out that Dr. Bradford owns a large part of the wildlife reserve, that he bought it. And that's something, you know, they never knew about in all the years, you know, part of this jungle, and nobody can go on the private property. And, you know, Nico is just curious as to why. And then he saw like labs in a facility out here. So yeah, so like out here, Nico has seen that Dr. Bradford has like labs, and he owns part of the jungle that nobody can get into. So that's something he's suspicious about, but he's, you know, he's just kind of getting into the conspiracy and their connections. Right now, he's trying to decide, like, should I put this information in my book? Does my family, like, will this affect my family? He's really not sure about everything going on.